Hey everybody, hope you're having a good day! It's Wednesday, so we're continuing our playthrough of the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. Last time we started episode 2, Tournament Airlines, and we're pretty much at the halfway point of that. Yeah. Let's just continue. This is where we were. So let's go. Start us. Yeah. March 12th, 1 p.m. local time at Hope Springs Airport. Sorry. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tornado and Miss Millie, I was able to resolve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tornado in private. Left wondering just what she up to. Why did she do what she did? Must be a way for me to continue any investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Franziska, I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I'm needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught. Her name is Franziska von Karma. The daughter of my mentor, my friend von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a discipline of the House of von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait, it has opened a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. He waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Franziska, you honestly believe that I killed a man? I suppose I should preserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duty from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill. So why don't we solve this together? Have to get going. The crime scene waits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. Applications home every day. Too slow. Go! Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand?
Mr. Edgeworth? I'm supposed to guard him?
A simple yes or no, detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me.
Miles Edgeworth. If you interfere in my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Oh yes, just hope you're having there. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay.
Thank you, detective.
Believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask a detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. What a few of the planes preparing for takeoff. Besides the turbulence, they're really not all that bad as a mode of transportation. Looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before. In Soviet Russia. World flags, lunchbox, eat you. This is. Owned it! Or. Oh, I feel we have critical power coming on. It's over 9,000 lols. My next movie. It's gonna be the Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Tokyo.
versus the world champion of Earth. It's gonna rock so many the boxes.
But the Steel Samurai is finally getting the movie. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I did it. I made it the whole flight. I'm not scared of tyrants anymore. He must have been pretty scared. He's repeating the same thing over and over to himself. Lunch sled. Not bad. I guess it's got big enough to warrant its own brand shop.
What should I go? What should I go with?
I recommend their airport special, World Flags Lunchbox. Only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags. I wonder if they're aiming to take Lunchland to the international market.
Oh. Gotcha. Hey, Miss Edgeworth, I think someone just fell out of your pocket.
What are you?
So did some info or none?
I didn't get a good look, sir. It doesn't concern you, so don't worry about it. Cashier's badge of all things. Gumshoe must never know that I dropped it.
With the Gumshoe, this is... Oh, is that for me? Ah, is she not, sir? Well, glad to take anything you want to give to me. Hands off, detective. This item is related to the case.
Whoa, so,
what about did you want to ask me about?
Forget I asked, detective.
I think it's all the same. So there's a sign. It's so postmodern, sir.
Postmodern, you say?
Yeah, especially this alien ship handle here. You can really feel a connection.
A connection? Right. Detective, please stop with your horrible impressions of an art critic.
But I was only telling you my honest feelings, sir.
Oh god.
Just double checking. What is this? Raccoon-looking thing.
It's not a raccoon. It's the mascot of GoU Airlines. His name is Captain Yugo. Apparently, he's supposed to be a monkey.
Ooh. And some inspiration's coming on. I'm gonna make a piggyback out of the police mascot, the Blue Badger. Then whenever whenever there's any loose change on around, the panic, I can go in there.
Sure, sounds great. As long as it isn't any of my money.
Alright, we've finished our little thing. Oh yeah, Abba Hicks, victim, full scene first class myself. Rogue Tornado, go your airplane flight with first class, Saint Laurent from N European Republic of Bulgaria. Says he's a wealthy art dealer. I'm obsessed. Kamimeli, a GoU airline flight attendant charged with taking care of first class. Francesca von Karma, daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma, became prosecuted at age 13 and lives in Germany. And Dick Gumshoe, homicide detective at the local clinic, in charge of the initial investigation. So how was the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir.
That sounds like Francesca. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
I'd say she was a little too quick, sir.
Oh? How so?
I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss McCarver was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy. As though she knew she'd dare have been a murder or something. and I've come in advance to wait your flight's arrival.
That's sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly, and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. Must be some backstory to all of this.
Miss Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Some of my teachers are in leads related to a certain incident.
No details?
It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talk she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Though, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Alright, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it's high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh.
Sir. Oh, okay.
But a few of the planes preparing.
I want to run a plane someday and go overseas.
Have you never been to another country before, Detective?
Nope, not yet, sir.
I don't even have a passport.
But I've been saving up for that eventual someday. A penny a day, to be precise.
At this rate, he won't be making any trips until well after retirement. This child seems to be happily enjoying the sights of so many planes.
I'm also excited to see this many planes too. Just look at the size of those things.
You like planes too, mister? The balance between the main wing and the tail wing is really something, huh? It seems this child has it seems that this child derives his pleasure from a different aspect.
Oh, but I've also got a thing for the shape of the wings too.
Here, mister, you can sit next to me. So how about that plane wing? Thank you, Detective, for leaving me out of this conversation. I think I've seen this map somewhere before.
That alright. Mr. Ashford! We gotta get him some water!
Oh no, Flo.
Whew! Good thing it was a false alarm, right, Mr. Ashford?
So the Steel Samurai is finally getting the movie.
Completely ignoring me, as usual.
Quite shaken up by the whole affair.
I'd be pretty scared too if I got caught up in a murder investigation, sir.
I did it. Because this life press is proof that I made another lie. It's not my prized possession.
How could you just take that from the plane? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least.
What's that? Not bad. You guys got up.
Ooh, I've always wanted to get their steak lunch on try.
I should go with. I should work like this. You really want one that badly, Detective? Why don't you go ahead and buy one?
Is that okay, sir? Thanks. All right. Then I'm really gonna go in. Here we go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take a Star or Spring Banner lunchbox, please.
There's a word that the most expensive one. That's the most expensive one in the menu.
Alright. Ourselves, 1:37 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. So you must be the captain. Ladies and gentlemen, who might you be? I am the Prodigy Prosecutor, Francesca Von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Ah, don't you dare, Captain. Getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do. According to it, I don't have eyes for you, my dear Kami.
I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain. He's much of a reputable person.
You sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I had thought he would know anything of use. Hey, I'd like to lead that type of witness on Francesca and her whip. Ah! Result 4, 1:40 a.m. Flight G390, first for lunch. Now stay here! Ah! Sorry, I'm sorry! How did you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be a criminal like I told you. So LeBlanc, what is you? Tell this man stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I only have 1 second whistle time to spare. Yeah, this was my seat. Wow, you really look much ink when you're flying, sir. Are you expecting anything less? Now come along, we must hurry to the crime scene. Hold on time. There's a different big stuck in here. The steel samurai stuff. Detective Gumshoe! Am I going to have to charge you with information and privacy? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! I think you have too many red knights in the spore. It's just your imagination. And it looks like that blue pony is being completely surrounded by the red knights. Now you're seeing things. Sir? I don't think you're supposed to have lots of the same piece like in checkers. I know that, detective. What do you take me for? A persecutor's true passion. I did ask you about the investigation. Miles Edgeworth, can't you see that I'm in the middle of taking his statement? This man is only captain in title. I'm going to teach him to do his job properly. Ouch! Okay, from now on, I'll keep my focus and take my responsibility seriously. He's really trembling there. If it makes him take his job seriously, not such a bad thing, is it? Why are you looking at me like that, sir? Oh. What did I do to deserve this? More than this job. All I truly love is my sweet Tommy. Might I suggest you might not say that at this moment in front of Francesca? May I have a word with you, Miss Millie? No, you may not have a word with me. I don't want to talk to any other man except for the captain right now. Me too, Kamiai. I will never talk to another woman. Ah! This definitely looks like a job for Francesca. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this super expensive looking feast of Jurassic proportions? It's just the food they serve in first class. Whoa, I'm so jealous, sir. I want to ride first class sometime. Right. Takes fly and I own my own private jet. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, this urn's got a seatbelt strapped tightly around it. Must be of great value to Mr. LeBlanc then. Yeah, I guess you don't want to churn your urn. Then it's always best to buckle up. Obviously. Did that have anything to do with the case, detective? No one gets my jokes. This was the victim's seat. His jacket must be lying there. Sorry, his jacker's just lying there. And he spilled left. And spilled left out where coffee is still there too. I don't suppose anyone ever expected to die. The man in the seat was the one we saw just out in the airport lobby, hyperventilating. He's so scared to fly, then why take the airplane to begin with? Yeah. If he's that scared, he should have caught a ferry or a cruise ship or something. By the way, were you capable of that turbulence, Mr. Edgeworth? Ah, yes. It was nothing I couldn't handle. I should have figured, right? As if you get on a plane if you were scared of that. Indeed. And this seat was constantly drinking something.
You know, right before payday, I do nothing but drink the soup from my instant noodles.
Not much sodium can't be healthy. Might want to go in for a checkup.
Oh, did you really think I was serious, Mr. Edgeworth? Ah, I'm sorry, sir. I'll never make another drink like that again.
Mountain worth of empty bottles are lined up here.
And look, all of them have a letter inside, sir.
Let's see.
I'll order anything as many times as it takes just to see your lovely face. I believe Miss Tornado. That's what they all say, sir.
Please put them back in the bottles, detective. Yeah, I can't destroy the beautiful love here by reading the letter by accident.
What's this?
What is it, detective? Did you find an important piece of evidence?
A jar parfait on top of bread on stick? The pig made jealous, sir. It's a feast.
Maybe I should just let him have the giant parfait so that we can move on.
Alright. That's a really big floaty! But isn't it too early in the year for swimming?
Detective, that's not for swimming. It's a lifesaver.
Did you come swim in one of these?
No. I mean, I suppose you could, but that's not what they're intended for.
Well then, see? It's the same as a floaty! You shouldn't go around confusing people, sir.
Why do I feel like I just kicked a puppy?
Oh man, there's a really pretty lady in that plane over there. Ah! She's looking over here! Quick, sir! Wave her at her with me, please! I refuse to be your wingman on this! Hey, that's Sachi!
What about it, detective? Did you notice something?
I saw this guy in a dream last night. There are some uncanny, sir.
You saw him in your dreams?
Well, yeah, I saw him, and then I arrested him. I wanted to show you just how vital I am in our partnership.
Being useful in your sleep is of no help to me in the real world, detective. Looks like we can't go beyond here, sir. Plus, the body has been sent off to the medical examiner office for an autopsy.
Got a piano in this bin? Hey! Do you think I could try that, sir?
I think you would know better than to randomly touch things at the crime scene, detective. Besides, I didn't know you knew how to play.
Of course I do! I practice proficiently.
Interesting. Did you learn about people on a daily basis?
I can get 2 and 3 to come out just right, sir.
Two notes don't make a proficient pianist make. Sorry. Two notes do not a proficient pianist make, detective.
Did you finish taking this statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. If you can single scratch my art, you will pay.
Art? What sort of art?
Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer. He's got a bunch of artwork done in the cargo, sir. There's practically a million of them, large and small. From folks' costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of art.
Folks' costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's a Bulgarian cloth.
As I suspected. Your hat is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course. This fabric, it's so famous. Orders come from over the seas for more.
Alright. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier.
No. My cargo through this time is much gigantic. Hey, detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police is no good. And it's no good that these refuse to exit the attendance room too.
That attendant?
Sorry, that attendant, sorry.
I wonder if he's talking about Miss Tornado. What do you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? She was taken into the detention for her interview. And then they still not come out. They make no signs of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Is Mr. Neo's interview the only one that's taking up so much time? Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yes, I was able to attain the cooperation of the flight attendant. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room. Why do? You still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. I understand. You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Francisco's logic. Let's not complicate things and go with the most. I'm just gonna have the original soundtrack for this one first. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in this very lounge. The body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body is found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This almost certainly makes you the likeliest suspect. The likeliest suspect, Francisca. Do you have a problem with that? No. But it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary. For I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. Rebuttal! I'll change it. Alright.
Hold it!
Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit? I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes. Hey! You say that like you're cooking a pack of incense. Ouch! I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony other than my presence. I see she hasn't changed a bit. I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily.
Hold it!
But tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene? I know that I need to know. I know all I need to know in order to arrest you. And nothing more. Are you saying there's more I need to know? Ah! Why did you whip me, sir? Sorry, Scruffy. My hands must have slipped. It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet.
Hold it!
Alright. What do you mean by seeing? Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm telling how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m. And then, from the time after that call until the body was found.
Hold it!
While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, that fact alone does not make me the criminal.
Objection!
We'll see about that once at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there is one thing that you must admit at this time.
Hold it!
Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I'm the most likely suspect. But I believe you, sir. I don't think you did it. Miss Von Karma's gotta believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like saying, "Yo!" Right, Scruffy. Even if we were related by blood, that does not guarantee that he's not a criminal. Jessica?
I demand to see some proof that you're not the guilty party. Likely a suspect, huh? What a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't know yet about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps of her logic one hole at a time. Oh. So I've got a few options.
Objection!
Yep. This piece of evidence perfectly exposed the flaw in your logic. Oh, well then, why don't you show me how it does just that? Go on. Oh, I bet it's this part, right? This conflicts with something, right, sir? You have no idea what you're talking about, do you? Gumshoe? Don't speak up when you don't know what you're talking about. Ouch. I was trying to follow your lead, sir. That you would like a subordinate to take over. You're a disgrace. I guess that wasn't it.
Objection!
But that's not. Oh, the cloth. In the suitcase.
Objection!
You see, your logic's not as perfect as you think it is. What is that supposed to mean? This piece of evidence shows you exactly what I mean. Oh yes, it clearly shows that what you're thinking. That you're attempting to buy yourself time. I knew I shouldn't have tried to pull a fast one.
Objection!
Alright, let's get the points back.
Objection!
It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all. And what does that mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. Oh, isn't this one the... Yeah, it is. Okay, this one. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used a suitcase to move the victim's body. Meaning that the real crime scene is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
And who's the one rationally jumping to conclusions? Excuse me? All he did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose the suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth. I expect you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily. You should know better than that. A phone camera is perfect in every way. Ah. Did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
As if there is proof to that. Where is the proof that the suitcase was moved around?
Take that!
Spelled crypt trace in front of the elevator? Yes. And I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. The evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase from...
Take that!
This mark here. When you say that it looks suspicious like tracks from two wheels, I suppose. Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection!
Not so fast! It still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot. Manchester's Logic Part 2! You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim, his body stuffed inside into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and flew with the body within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Not a bad bit of logic. Here's some of you thought of on the fly. Just what are you insinuating? That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your face from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. Alright.
Hold it!
I like that. I like the keep altering the songs here. How do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of this display case? As I recall, the case was locked. That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass, like this. No! You shattered my heart of glass! So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and the Hugo Bank, does she? That takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon.
Hold it!
I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge. I thought you said that. What, did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you found a way to cleverly hide the blood splattered in the lounge. By accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it. What are you accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now? We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work on that as we speak. And what do you propose I did after that?
Hold it!
So I put the victim's body into the suitcase, and then... Where was I headed, Francisca? That's pretty obvious. You were bringing it to first class where you could safely keep an eye on it. We were talking about the same thing, you know. I hardly call it discreet or ordinary. Annoying brat. Well then, you weren't intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown in your plans because...
Hold it!
You've experienced turbulence on a flight before? Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while. The patch we hit was especially rough. And I passed out briefly, but only for a second. Good thing it was only for a sec, sir. It'd have been bad if you had really blanked out. Yes, indeed. Fortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place. That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth.
Hold it!
If I really were a criminal, do you really think I'd be caught so easily? As I would be so easily caught?
Objection!
You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now. Ugh! I have to find a contradiction fast, or I won't have much of my own hide left to save. I have to say, you're looking rather caught right now. Now I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge.
Hold it!
I did not pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body. I suppose that's true. But then, are you yielding to my statements? Don't be foolish. I still insist that you are the killer, but in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body of the dead. No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. The logic is usually sound. A large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that's not quite right. Hey, the Ashford game's really sees a banger.
Objection!
The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be revered. Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in the courtroom must learn to master. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? A fake? This Captain Hugo Piggy Bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. What? I'm telling you that when the bank was taken from the shop is important. It was taken, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then, what about the blood in the bank? What do you make of that? I assumed it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did three things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick the piggy bank up from the floor. He took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage. In my pocket, to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Albie Hicks. Here! Yes, ma'am? Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found? You didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. I see. Well, Miles Ledger, it appears your assault tactics are at an end. But it's possible that it's just in somewhere, sir. If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth. Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There's one more possibility, and that would be that the piggy bank is in fact the real murder weapon. Actually, I'm going to be back in a second here. Just going to turn on the other thing, so I'll be back in a bit. Alright, I'm back. We're all good now. Yeah, so that the penguins. But didn't we just. Oh, then? Let me finish. The killer. Oh. The killer took the bank out of the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane on the door was broken. I say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means that the killer had the key to the display case. Jessica, what you're talking about? Not so fast. I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her. Yes. Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other? I have no intention of interrogating her. But you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish. Mr. Chinino is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Chinino is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. That blue door leads to the flight attendant's room, sir. Alright, let's go see what Mr. Chinino has to say for herself. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth! You have to see this jar! It says in honor of the Rocker Pals Day. On Rocker Pals Day. And what exactly is the big deal about these Rocker Pals? There's a sweet superstar group rock band, sir! Oh, I messed up that thing. It makes me want to listen to one of their songs right now. Sorry, I got lost in that part of S's just now. You want me to explain it to you again? You know, detective, I think I'll have to take a rain check on that. Regrettably. Got the piano in this bin. Hey, do you think I can try it, sir? Oh, okay. Go. March 12th, 2:23 p.m. Flight G390. First floor, flight attendant's room. You're the one that poked around inside this plane without the So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming from, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Miss Tonito. Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too? Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? Alright. Well, go on, let's hear our troubles at the end of the day. In due time. One thing I'd like to ask you. Yes? Do you plan to continue using that whip for foreseeable future? Of course! I've ring many a testimony out of this other people thanks to it. Yeah, I probably hope who ton of yips true. And if I'm willing to bet that the majority of them came from you, detective. It's pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk just by looking. I'm almost certain that the well-kept one up top belongs to Miss Tornado. The bottom was a giant mess. You slow-bitten, squid-it scoundrel of a man. You dare to scrutinize a woman's bed and invade her privacy? Oh! There are some things in life best kept to yourself, detective. And what's inside these boxes? Oh, those are some souvenirs I bought in Bulgaria. There's so many! There's even a second box! Well, yes. I find that folk art from around the world does great things for my creativity. Those suitcases certainly have done a lot less of... Because I could have done a whole lot less of your creativity. So these are the hidden lockers, huh? Let's try around the sentence, sir. Why must men always be so rude? Besides, who exactly gave you permission to search for the tenant's lockers? Wait, detective! It would be uncouth for us to look in a woman's locker without her permission. Yeah, I guess so. Let's feel this murderous draft and I can sense a whip not far behind. It's one of those suitcases sized by Miss Tornado. You can tell it's hardly been used by the lack of a single scratch on it. What is all this junk inside these boxes? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. That's all lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth. Gold crowns and swords and necklaces? It's like a treasure trove in here, sir. The fact that these were left on the plane implies they were carried up onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time for Goyu to send its metal detector out for repairs. There's sure to be a clue of some sort in this trash can. Is that the gumshoe, if you please? Yes, sir. You just leave them around in the main. Scruffy, how dare you go for a woman's trash without her permission? Have you no sense of honor? I'm sorry. I'm just Forgive me, detective. What exactly is this panel for? Ah, that's the emergency control panel for the elevator. We use it to stop the elevator on the first floor and to keep the doors open. Fine, isn't that? Let's just talk. Why would you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain, he only has ears for Kami. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken by Miss Millie. Yes, and on top of that, I have mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. I hope you're having a good day. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you've did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? Were you able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tornado, was it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. I'm not gonna do that. Where is it? You've seen the Sea Millennium one, right? You were in the in-flight shop just before the terminus, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Francesca seems to have struck a nerve. All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop. But I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Miss Tornado claims to have no reason... Sorry, no reason other than duty to go to the shop. Is that all there is to it? Maybe we should ask her about that thing. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know how to answer you. As a professional flight attendant, I'm a failure. As we run off in the long questioning season. Yeah. Doesn't she just went for... Oh, it was the suitcase. You could please take a look at this for me, Miss Tornado. Oh, that suitcase! Yes, about this suitcase. You were the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Would you please tell me more about this suitcase? Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had the sign were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there. The last one there? So you're saying, Miss Tornado, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yes. They're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves. That's not exactly the impression I got. The one in charge of the shop is mostly... Sorry, the one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we've sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Then say you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think it'll go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional. Well, that is... How should I put it? It's hideous. What? Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcase isn't the design. It's the number of them remaining. Remaining? There were two suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it. Two? That's impossible. I'm sure there was only one. Looks like her story is generated quite a contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only one suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tornado, what is one of those suitcases doing here? That's... I thought you said there was only one left. That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. You used it for a long time? I think not. Miss Tornado, I appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. Excuse me? I don't believe for even 1 second that you used this for a very long time. Proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Tornado said.
Take that!
Tell me, Miss Tornado, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. Okay, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Okay, Miss Tornado, I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in... Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase... One can only assume that it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was... You! But you, wasn't it, Miss Tornado? I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed... It hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poor the design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right? Ned, the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something. But the suitcase didn't sell. It's because of the design, isn't it? Or because it's, as you put it, hideous. I can't say they chose a great place to sell them either. We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. Felt so bad seeing them there, day in, day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. You buy one every single time you work a flight? I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase. This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m. Interesting. The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Miss Tenno, where are these other suitcases? They should all be down at the cargo hold. In the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to... Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. Ah, how could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be. Miss Tenno, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than elevator? The only way is just through that door there. And what about security? The door has no special locks installed because just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to. Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as possible suspects. They're potential suspects. I can't believe it. Hold it. Yes, Francesca. Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name. And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yes. Which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard. Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yes. That's the only realistic possibility. That other tenant, Miss Millie. I asked her earlier, and she had this to say. She's got information on Miss Millie. In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required. A different one? Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tornado. And only you. What? Is this true, Miss Tornado? Yes, I kept that keycard in my locker at all times. Would you please show me that card right now? Yes, hold on. I don't believe it! What's wrong? The keycard, it's gone! Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen, when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about... Sorry, you can tell us all about what it's like down at the station now. Officer, arrest this woman. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Edgeworth? What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Francesca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However... Oh then, don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, the basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold 9. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. I mean, yeah, we've got time to do the next part. I didn't realize this was a short... The intermission, the middle part was short. I've forgotten so how long... Oh, I know what I'm thinking of the finale of this one. Hey. March 12th, 2:52 p.m. Flights G390, lower deck cargo hold. Oh, so this is a cargo hold, huh? It's so big! This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and an ultra luxurious first class seating. So, is this the real scene of the murder? There is certainly a high probability of that. Which is why we are here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir! Let's talk to Gumshoe first. Let's start. This cargo is really big! I can't believe they can fit stuff like that in here. Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of an investigation here. Whoa! Stop falling on me! Oh, I can't really be the man who work without something like this happening first. Well, let's get this show on the road! Which end do you want to start on? In this world, there are those who are masochistic. And then there was Gumshoe. The flight head, Rhoda Tornado. She's the killer, isn't she? I don't think we can say for sure yet. But there certainly are a great number of things pointing us in that direction. You mean like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase? Yes, however, in regard to the keycard being stolen, I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about that. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And then you immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. I've been following a very large and involved government-level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should join a joint investigation with Interpol. And she said came to this airport from an Interpol illusion? Interpol is involved? It's a top secret organization, so I can't really tell you any more than I already have. No information up yet. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one says pharmaceutical. This one says for accident use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir. I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. Hey, what's with that suitcase, pal? It's the victim's check-in, sir. But this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary here, sir. Wait, a file? Answer for Miss Von Carmen, sir. It looks like a profile of Francesca. Why does Mr. Hicks have documents on Francesca in his possession? Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her? Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth! It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair! These suitcases must be left over. Or what? Must be the leftover ones they couldn't sell. Ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? The president screams artsy! Oh? Why don't you purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. Think so? And I will! Let's see here. $1,200! I think I'll pass.
And Nintendo wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 drops just to buy 1. Hello. It definitely looks like one is missing. Hmm? What's this brittle substance I'm stepping on? A bunch of glass fragments? Where are these glass fragments from? Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew.
It sure brings us memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir.
Looks in his eyes. He's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. No matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so.
I didn't know that this plane was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo.
Oh, sorry, wrong. Hey,
This thing's as tall as a few atomic shatters, sir.
but it would probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface of this monstrosity.
What, really? That doesn't sound very right.
There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective.
Oh, I just love pushing buttons on elevators and crosswalk signs. Here, use it, give it a try, sir. Go on, push it.
The elevator is currently stopped on the 1st floor, Detective. It can't move.
Oh yeah, that's not what happens if you push it now.
Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special key card. The door to the attendance room and the elevator control panel require a key card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here.
Guess we'll go with the logic.
I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses.
And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking.
I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glassless lens.
Ergo, the victim was here, just as I expected.
So you're saying the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, is it? I didn't know. None.
Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. Honestly, I believe that the possibility has just skyrocketed considerably. Alright. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francesca?
Oh, I know. I bet it's a bit fine, Miss from Cora, sir.
Francesca said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Oh, maybe Hicks had heard she was coming here and followed her.
Detective? I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Francesca has some explaining to do. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you?
Nonsense! What are you talking about?
We found a profile detaining information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was preparing him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Is that correct?
You should have known you figured it out, Miles. Those that got to him first.
You really did come here to receive an Interpol agent. And then...
Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring.
Agent Hicks was on trail of an Interpol smuggling ring?
He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case.
I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he landed. I never expected to receive a call by his murder instead. Now, I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. A wagon? Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. No! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure. Yes. I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intends to pursue his investigation? No. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. And then he was murdered here. These glass fragments from his broken glass are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator. While they were riding up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Mr. Rhoda Tornado. Definitive evidence. Alright, let's get the jazz. I know it's too hard. Still a banger or something. If it was a crew member, any of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tornado. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? I know what she's trying to say. I'm not certain it's as simple as that. I'm thinking of the other part of this.
Hold it!
That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Millie or even the captain. Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horseback rider, crop in hand, much like Scruffy over there. I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well. And what about the other flight attendants, Miss Millie? I thought you might ask about her.
Hold it!
It's likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tornado.
Objection!
It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? You can call yourself a disciple. You call yourself a disciple of my father. Urgh. Yes, well, I don't have any evidence. Be quiet! You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tornado, you know. It's not that the keycard, not just the keycard to get her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Captain Hugo piggy bank? Yes, she is the only one with the key to open that display case.
Hold it!
but it's a fake. Stop right there, Mouse Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is the red herring. This is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murderer and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. It should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon. Franziska, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes. We don't have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you've yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon? Scruffy! Yes, sir. Contact the medical examination office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy. Yes, sir. We got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What is it, detective? They're still doing an autopsy, but they say that they've already know one thing for that's one thing for sure. Report 9. Doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back. Just beaten over such a wide area? Well, I'd say it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all right in the head multiple times, sir. We have an autopsy report. Scruffy! What is have a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective? Oh, well, they say they're still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless! Ouch! Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way. What is all that racket? My luggage, my cargo, they're mine, and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he's given. Hey, what are you? You've left me no choice but to use strong force. You won't get past me. Wait, that's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about. Furthermore, there is the matter of the key to the display case that it held the murder weapon. There's some way for me to prove that this isn't the murder weapon. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. No one could find anything that could be considered the real murder weapon in the hold. The doc said it was one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. Since the bruising from the back of head down to mid-back, as a severely beaten. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there's a sense of bruising over such a wide area. Is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruises from his shoulder to the middle of its back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back.
That's the case. And the piggy bank is much too small to have cost that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be somewhere far bigger. The unusually large area of bruising suggests that large weapons were used. We're looking for a rather large weapon. You think it would stick out. So far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we've all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Francisca? What? What do you want? I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon. He did? He really jumped! We didn't realize until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt! We should go check on him, sirs! There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. It's coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You aren't listening at all, are you? Come on then, show us this real murder weapon you speak of. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasons for a foolish fool who, from a foolishly foolish fool means to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should phrase it as that which caused Agent Hank's death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what the real cause of death. Victim fell from a great height and substantially died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, that's the only possible possibility. Oh, it's the same. Victim has extensive bruisings on the back of his head to his and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside this plane. I know. Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane which he could have fallen from? Ah, as I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us this entire time. Right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold. What? Then we're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sir. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal. Quiet! Why are you screaming? He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible Ancient Hex fell over the railing to his death. That man's living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? He would have been a Burgundian pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be there now. But there is no proof that it wasn't always there. Ha! As if there could have been a window of time when that jam box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? What
I used to show her that that's possible the box is not always there where it is now.
Take that!
You refueled in the Republic of Shangfa? Yes. This flight had a short layover in Shangfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. One of the box of questions was only transferred onto the plane at that time. But for a approval point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Ah! Disabled Shangfa Express! Correct. We now was onto the plane in Shangfa. Alright, this was on board during the refueling between 4 and 5 a.m. at the transfer point. Now, one of the boxes in question was also on at the same time. It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe-Shangfa leg of the flight. Making a clear drop of which Ancient Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. But your theory is still very far-fetched. It allowed me a chance to prove how likely my scenario is. My first order of business is to examine a piece of cargo in more detail. This is the Raudosh piece of cargo. What's taking, sir? Let's see. Alfred Stachy. Never heard of it. Nor I. But all I care about is how we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Let's get investigating, sir. Look here, don't go touching my possessions with my permission. Don't rush up on me like that, pal. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, doesn't it? I should see what else I can find out of him. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc? Of course it is mine! This fine piece of art from Europe. This Alfred statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much more. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for using this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packs of noodles that make, detective. How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun. I have the distinct impression he continues to make Malane's spin in place. Hey, Mr. Lindbergh! So that 10 million cents, is that euros or in dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It's a 5 piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Good thing we have. Let's try. Yep. And Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling. And it's possible this big statue was brought on board in Shangfa. We can need to question him a bit further. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How do you see my artist pick?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. No space would not there. I have the certification of my cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Stinkleblom! Why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say? It's been say the cargo was put on the plane in Europe. There you have it, Mouse Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certification. No, that's... Which means that there was never a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see if I'm right. This... I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Elf Rev? It gives off such a feeling of art, I can practically smell it. This statue has a high amount of historical value. After it was on revealed at a museum in Europe, I borrowed it to this country to exhibit it. There are... Leave a closer look is warned here. So this is the infamous Alfred statue. What's it, Mr. Edward? Did you find something? There is something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. Are those eyes made of some sort of gem? That's a really nice shade of orange for a sec. I couldn't even tell those were jewels. Oh, but they kind of remind me of the eyes of the stray cat that lives near my house. Are my eyes supposed to be this color? It's not possible. It's impossible this statue is fake. What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor. There's cloth cover. It kind of resembles the owner's attitude in a sense. You, what did you say now? Further, my cloth helm is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen. Please forgive the trespass of my subordinate. Why should I forgive if the trespasses? Unless it is an expensive you actually keep it. It's all Versace. Seen somewhere before. And one other thing for 10 cents. Look how it sparkles, sir. I wouldn't call it sparkling detective. Maybe more along the lines of dully shining. Leftover suitcases sit here, lined up in two pretty neat rows. Too bad for Mysterio, but this site is unmarketable. Oh! Why don't they sell them in the airport and have a parking sales basement sale? I will get one free. If you want a raffle, you get one more for free. Happy those right there, sir. I think if they did that, everyone would lose. Alright.
Eureka!
Those eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, Bray! They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do. I really like the color of the sun when setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember sitting out in that field, spinning with my arms until I fell ill. I don't care about sunsets, book detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah, sir, they're red! As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you want? Do you not know I'm a busy man? I will allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The elf red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy in this European trip. You know why I wanted to possess the statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. This sounds like this is going to be a long story. So Blanc, everything for you. You had my heartfelt sympathy, but... What is that? Sympathy for what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. This large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I mean the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. What is on the Oh! It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. No! Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. A fake! I'll be the even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Shangfa. And I will now present you evidence that will resolve this remaining contradiction. What's this? The statue like stepped all over its neighbor's cloth cover. Kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense. You, what did you say now? Oh. Alright. Ah!
Eureka!
There was clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo covering getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah, that's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be this way. But the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of car was brought on board in Shangfa, there's no way that any of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Shangfa. But then what about the cargo certification? Certificates are. Let me ask you in return. What about Agent Hicks? Why did they come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why. To secure proof of smuggling activities aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Francesca. Sure, agents could have waited until after the plane had landed. But he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At the time, the suspicions would naturally fall into the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means that there was someone involved who was forging or modifying cargo certificates. Okay. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get knocked, huh? Yes. Well, this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir. It was in fact taken as to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could have been loaded on board. A photo of a hold missing a vital piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Shangfang cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe Shangfang leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Ancient Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer! Move this statue immediately! I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now! Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. With the room in the Alfred statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction. See, there was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Let me stop looking at it, sir. Sir. It seemed that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. Culprit cleaned the blood well. And how do you think the killer did just that? How did the killer clean up all the blood?
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cuff I found inside the suitcase to clean up this mess. Clean the mess. I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Shangfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. You guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Shangfa? There's no timeline for conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. That is true. And that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. The murder occurred before we landed in Shangfa, then this becomes highly suspected. Recall Miss Millie's testimony about Ancient Hicks in regards to when we departed Shangfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting at a seat at 5 a.m., you know. She claimed Ancient Hicks was alive at the time of the server's call, but... That totally contradicts the facts, sir! But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Millie herself. We're going to keep going. March 12th. Wait. Ooh. Yeah, I'm doing well. Here to certain character. I don't know. There's quite a few ones I like. Well, my question. First, sorry, Game Fair's rare character aside the series. Can't give you a trailer on this time of the year. Quite a few I can pick up. Right. March 12th, 3:45 p.m. Flight G390, lower deck cargo hold. Miss Millie? Miss Millie! Huh? You recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Shangfa? Huh? Anyway, I hope you're having a good day as well. You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in a seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible. Besides Mr. Hicks... Sorry, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down on Shangfa. Oh yeah, I should probably point out, like, probably recently I was watching the Ace Attorney Theater cases, special cases, I think they were. It was like the ones for like the 15th anniversary and stuff that they did. They were all fun little stories. Obviously, they're not in any Ace Attorney games, but it was just a lot of fun that they worked on. Alright, back to the serious story. Oh? Miss Millie! Maybe I didn't see what... Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did. No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Millie. But I made that kind of boo-boo all the time. Yeah. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well, Miss Millie, if you please. Tell me about your alibi during the time span. Is it on 6? Ah, the Reaper of the Bailey. And you have here's going to yep. Against Tales of the Abyss. Ooh. Eric Hyder is Trials of Cool Steel. I've actually hearing about Trials of Cool Steel more recently too, so they hit Cool Steel in the later trail games. Oh, Mail. Did I begin the name wrong? How many meal? How many meal? Got it. I've been getting that name wrong for over 10 years. I've been getting that name wrong for 10 years. Okay. Let's try clarification. So it's meal. So come on, meal. Come on, mine. All right. So Pharaoh's meal, if you could please tell me about your alibi during the time spent. From just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found. I wonder if there's some names I'm getting wrong. Yeah, can I get it? Ah. Yeah, like I said, I've been hearing about Trials of Cool Steel very recently, funny enough, so might look into it a bit more. Yeah. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Ashworth? Alright. Miss Meal's alibi. Yeah. Oh, yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. Oh, yeah. From 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Yeah. Miss Millie, wake up! Sorry, Miss Meal! I literally went back to the old name. She fell asleep again. Looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Yeah. Oh, don't tell her this. I do hope we get a re-release of Abyss at some point soon. The fact that it's either on PS2 or 3DS, it makes them hard to pick up. Hard to pick up. And given that they've went ahead and put Graces on this, they're releasing Graces next year. I'm hoping that opens up the gates for the other ones.
Hold it!
Miss Meal, wake up! I'm awake. Miles Edgeworth, I demand you do something about this flight attendant this instant. I ask you to wake her up when you can put when you put that whip to an appropriate use. Yeah. Remember, her Trials of Cool Steel. I misremember now. I remember hearing Trials of Cold Steel recently, so anyway. Let's do. We're against going into the real series since this. Star Chesney didn't play the Cross Bells duology. Oh. So start from the literally. I see. Well, that's good to know. If I plan to play Trials of Cold Steel, I'll start from this beginning. If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class on the lawn. Oh god. Between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff is run by Miss Rhoda. I'm pretty sure I'm getting her name wrong. I know I'm getting Tornado as Tornado. And what were you doing in the elevator room at that time? Yeah. A lot of reading, basically, for what's it? Hey. I'm making sure I'm getting the pronunciation of her name, of the other attendant's name, right here. Eating, then having the most delicious drink. God. Narrow. I misinterpreted another name wrong. Hey, you mean you were neglecting your duties? Hey, no way, sleeping's part of our job too, you know.
Hold it!
Miss Meal! How many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up! I'm awake, I'm awake. For a game of Daybreak hasn't... For Daybreak hasn't really... Wow. That's dedication. No! What did you with me for, sir? Oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? Poor Detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your steed. Yeah. Come on. How's it good? Yeah! No, I'm not checking the Trials of Code Steel. Like, that's definitely something I've been hearing about recently. Okay. Yeah, that's room. Oh, okay. Alright. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hey, I put it. Really? Sorry about that. You can make amends for that by continuing your testimony.
Hold it!
Alright. So you were alone the entire time, weren't you? Never. Ah. Oh. Yeah, no one else even popped their head and said hi. Oh well, I think a contradiction just popped up. Sergeant just popped in and say hi. What should I do? Should I raise some objection? Let's see if we will raise it one. Miss Mio, there's a clear contradiction embodied in your testimony. Huh? What are you talking about? It's not possible that you were alone in that attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 p.m.
Take that!
Alright. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal. Receipt for what? Huh. Oh.
I see why Daybreak took. I mean, because Daybreak was released a few months ago, wasn't it? It's for a suitcase. It's a robot. Ah, now I'm getting pressure wrong. Okay. Now, if I might direct your attention to the timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:48 a.m. Miss Torino. Yes. Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you had her locked up by now. I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lies. Make headers because Gary Silver. Okay. That's a lot from the get-go. Yeah, I think I kind of see it. Hey. Now then, Miss Tornado, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m. Really? You took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct? Yes, I went to buy a shop. I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which, I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. Oh, shoot! I forgot I was meant to pick something up. I was meant to put up another channel going for next year's Essential Saturday long stream playthroughs. Same, we're also coming to the end of Kingdom Hearts, so had a few in mind. There was Mega Man, Battle Network, Xenoblades. I think I might add something else to the mix. And I'll leave a bit about that. Hey, otherwise I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Smile there at the time? At that time? No. So, Miss Smile, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 p.m.? Miss Cap. Oh god, I have to make sure I get this name right. Miss Cap. Happy meal. Huh? The bathroom? I'll be the one that asks the questions here. As for his impression of superhero, and their intact personality false remembering him. Oh, there's more. Wow, that's... And this is all just in a this is just one... Wow, okay. Okay, this is all just one game, but... This is all at least the first one. Huh. This is all in the... That's all in his first. Those are retcons today. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, maybe that's it. Just so you know at the start, I think I'm almost... I don't know where I was getting at there. I wanted to put some like Atari reference in there, but I don't think the Atari stuff does that. What is it? I probably just missed her. Use your caution, though. You took me for a fool. That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth. Cross my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter argument or point at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? Please, won't you give me a chance to hear me out? A chance to hear me out? And hear me out? Reasons for suspicion. We're not. Okay. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too? She's the one in charge of the elevator key card on the shop, you know. You ask me, that makes her super suspicious. Yeah, all that stuff you're telling me about paper, that's all first game. They made this one character ran from Charles in the Sky to be more effective with him. The two leads in. Wow. Wow. Please leave Miss Tina Rowe out of the conversation. Only you were under suspicion for now. I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Ruda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Ruda. Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I? Never mind. Do you want to know something? Miss Ruda actually kind of like... I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design. Ouch! Man, they actually mean... Wow. Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Wow. It was consider? Oh, confrontation.
Hold it!
No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. Your statement regarding Miss Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies. But say it wasn't unintended. You wouldn't suspect me then, would you? Yes, I suppose that's true enough.
Hold it!
Alright. She's already been detained for the further questioning time. Or have you already forgotten? Okay, wow. And that's all the first. Why do I have a bit of a worry for the second and third? Yeah. Guess I forgot. Guess I just forgot. I mean, don't tell me you suspect me too. Sorry, but can't help it. I mean, aren't you? There's no one else who could have done it. I can't believe you would think that. I mean, me, a killer? Miss Meal? What do you mean just now by no one else could have done it?
Hold it!
And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal? I take care of the attendance room. That doesn't count. Aw, but I spent so much time in there. It might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Tommy is very talented in languages. But most of the heinous things is a plot say, no, this is she. Can't hear it. Exactly what it shows. Yep, I can see a lot of things being what do you mean by things being essentially retconned in a way? So she assists passengers who may not speak English. Although, yeah, we're gonna get, especially those who speak Borgonian. She is the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you ask so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yeah, so I'm really good at Bulgarian. He's fluent in Bulgarian? Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Bulgarian? Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Bulgarian.
Very interesting.
Hold it!
Ashley, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes. Huh? But why? Well, Miss Tornado, it's busy with the passengers and all of her other duties. You have a lot of free time in your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, I demand you cease and desist in this line of conjecture questioning. I won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer. He works in the 5th chapter. And he suggests they killed him in film. Wow. Just wow. But I do not honestly believe Miss Meal does any actual work aboard this flight. Oh, that's not so true, Mr. Edgeworth. Although, well... Wow.
Hold it!
I merely touched the button to press. I didn't push it in. What exactly do you do as the one in charge of some Bulgarian stuff? I do stuff like translate things from and into Bulgarian. Hammy is the only member of the crew who understands Bulgarian. Yeah, sure. If you want to, go ahead. Miss Millie, I take it then that it's your job to process all the Bulgarian paperwork. Yep, see, I totally put my weight around here. So it would appear. Perhaps I should ask her a few more details about her work and... Miss Millie! Miss Millie! For to have it! It's very unladylike to push suspicion onto someone else. That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying that Miss Ruda is very sus... I stopped for a minute and just fought and had to think for a second. Oh, thank you. There you go, pushing everything onto her again. The mobby basically bombs. Here, one hit. Wow. Just wow. Yeah. I don't get what you're saying. It must be a really abstract concept, huh? The only thing abstract here is the landscape inside your head. Imagining like I'm. Wow. Makes me wonder if it's a different writing team, like a different writing team this time around. Anyway, actual thing. Alright, actually focus on this. You know you suspect me because I'm... Oh.
Hold it!
How to reread that? No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. Your statement regarding Miss Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies. Let's say it was intended. You wouldn't suspect me then, would you? Yes, I suppose that's true enough. Oh, shoot. Oh, we were back at the start. I think I know the hole here. Next is a soldier heal. Wow. Okay. Yep. Alright. As far as convincing is, I am seeing the story is way more confusing than... No, not confusing. Wow, okay. That's a lot to take in.
Attention!
Wow. So you're the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borgonen. Is that correct? Oh, yeah, I guess. I studied Borgonen for a while. Yeah, for a while. Wow. Yeah, I feel like I'm worried about for the latter parts of the daybreak. If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? Which one do we have? Which one do we have here? Oh, we have the arranged. Okay. I couldn't remember if we had the arranged or the original. This is a. Next one is the Mortal Series killer with a suit of armor and a pole. Wow. Just wow. Right, this is the falsified piece of document with one purpose. Lead anyone who reads it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Bulgarian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Alfred could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you! I would be dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ride the personality switch! It is exactly as you said. Well, I'm just realizing now, because you tell me all with the daybreak stuff. It almost probably wants to feel like they played quite a few of them in the Star Wars 1089 plot twist and just said, "Hold my beer." Maybe that may be giving. That may be pushing it though. Are you confessing to have participated in the smuggling? No, far from it. It's true that I was one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that as fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There is no direct correlation after all. And also, potentially still needs to be in platformer despite. Oh, I'm just reading this, but we're still found in this mystery because they forward to the very last minute of the first game. The main villain of the first Mafia boss was the cult leader who Xmer. Wow. You have paper. Really? All you did was sign it? And then they check that the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So sorry, but yeah, bro. Hey, then hope you're having a good day. It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight, I suppose. And this is just a superstition. Even if I was involved in smuggling, you can't prove the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
We're gonna maybe try to get out tournament this episode finished, which means we'll be able to start the next episode next stream. If you're involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Tex was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. Oh, also, I'm learning about the Trials game recently. Nah, because I was more fan of it. Because oh, anyway. Or so, wow. Yeah, I'm starting to think. I'm getting stars until the end of time, like plot twist feels to this one for Daybreak. As far as ideally, I don't know. They kind of just rotate what happens. Anyway. And just when he was about to close in, he was killed by a member of that ring. Actually, I don't even know. Did you ever start to think that maybe Ruda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Ruda has access to many things on his plane for work purposes. So perhaps there is some element of a sect at play in this case. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I mean the killer. I'm not supposed to be an auntie here. Huh. Yeah, I'm wondering if he thinks I have this. Oh, hold on. Oh, it was? Wait. Okay. Huh. That's... Huh. Yeah. First, it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenero, who's under the microscope. It seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. You have no proof that Ruda is being set up, or that she isn't. Actually, I believe she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime on her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. Oh shoot, this... Also in business case. Wow. This proves the killer's at the frame Mr. Randall from the very beginning.
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body off from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? The only that made all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand, adapted their plan. And then tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer went through to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and then brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. Everyone has Wow. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree? Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case.
special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to friend someone. A few ideas. I think we'll say. Nope. I'm getting the point back.
Which part of the game it seems to have mysteries? Ah.
Okay, this package circumstance is simple that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight.
Wow.
No matter which country's customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that a body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Mr. Tornado or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Mr. Tornado nor myself. Did you, Miss Camille? Only you and you alone could have been the killer. Come on, yeah.
Holy crap, I'm hearing. Wow.
What's wrong with the whole
Daybreak.
Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. You're... I want to double check something. Nope, this is still from the DS game.
The sequel's built Etha. Oh god. Time travel in the ring. Oh god.
Hey, I can see the outline on how the murder occurred, but no definite evidence. Isn't there a piece of evidence that's still on cutting floor? Something that I still quite can fit into the big picture.
The thing is, sorry, the only thing that doesn't get into the Daybreak is the Genesis. Ah.
Take that!
I don't have any actual evidence. I thought none. But that's because it went missing. And still is. Missing? What do you mean by that? In a complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept feeling stuck on.
The Atari 5 Ponce. Wow.
And that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks' cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me. That's right. Agent Hicks' cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with them? Precisely. I suspect if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer. Come on, get serious. The victim.
Wow.
Huh. If the victim fell to his death from the height, wouldn't his phone break as well? So what you're saying?
What you're saying is,
If it was going to start from Trials of the Trials series, not the Play the Daybreak ones, because it just retcons a lot of things. On her stuff.
I don't. I don't. They don't play the stick. Ah.
Oh. This one there. Okay. We wouldn't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. Agent's phone! It's ringing somewhere, sir! Here, detective. Now, where's it coming from? Real kind and sincere. All steps to catch the killer. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I sleep well, son, because it sounds like a lullaby I used to love this show. Here, I better find a cell phone fast.
Yeah. Oh, also the Daybreak Games Hub. Ah.
This is the phone. Better hurry. Okay.
And that reminds me of something else.
March 12th, 4:12 p.m. Flight G39, first floor, flight attendant's room. Rain's coming from somewhere here. Here, sir. With no stone unturned, detective comes you. We must find. Maybe over here. Let's see what else. He's coming from somewhere around here. But it's not here, sir. I have such a bad feeling that we are going.
Also, yeah. Ah.
He's coming from in here, sir. What? No, it can't be. This has gotta be the victim's cell phone. Whose stalker is this, sir?
Miss Tornado. Huh. But no, when you mentioned the whole thing, like voice acting and stuff, you reminded me of one of the old Tales of games, if I remember this right. That only half the game is voiced and the other half wasn't. If I remember that Tales of game, I would remember more. I think it was Tales of Legalia? What? And no new spells on what do they call fan? You're get. Oh, the spell right. Got it. It took me a while to fix the name. Realize the name. Yeah. March 12th, 4:28 p.m. Flight G39, Lord that cover hole. So, Mr. Everett, how did it go? I want to. I'm double checking something here.
Then where'd you find the phone? I found it in the flight attendant's room. In Miss Tornado's locker.
What? But... Bro, Roto Tornado. I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Yes, it was. Tales of Legendia. Everyone's been that's increased. Ah, wasn't that's from Kara, was it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rulo Torino right away.
Objection!
Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the key card. When the killer went to steal the key card,
They conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tornado's locker at the same time.
Objection!
This is related to the keycard, alright. In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore. What should I do? She's just right. Not to offer baseless conjecture at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone again from Agent Hicks? I saw something very incriminating on or in it.
Hold it!
What 9 miles, Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. This must be the switch that opens the phone. Hmm? Here we go. Most of this issue was that it had ridiculous massive cast of 16 people in the first game, and out of 5 third, only half of the original cast enjoyed the plot, while the other half were enough of these. The most things if the guys were one of tour guys who are to the plot, most
When did they start putting keyboards like this into the cell phones? It is one of those computer cell phones that they started selling recently. Computer phone? Yeah, it's got a computer in it. I'm the cell phone. Need harmless transfer.
all you need is the phone. Is the phone part. Nothing more.
Guess yours kind of needs emails. Talk about anything if you need.
You have a problem with what I do and what I do not care for, detective.
No, sir. As I say, simple as best.
It's I can't remember. I'm gonna figure it. Wonder. How exactly was His planning to preserve the crime scene of smuggling?
Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone. Can it take pictures? Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of busy stuff, sir. This looks like a very simple model to my own. Similar model. Similar. Reading. Mines can take photos just fine. You think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? Oh, this is the music I was thinking of. In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case. So, I say there be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the photos all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't prepare a broken phone. I'll find a way. Don't you worry about that.
May I go back to sleep now?
Objection!
The LCD screen on the inside and the outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What?
Yeah. These wifeys consist of Vincent Diary, who spends most of their games crying about went online about her mom being too busy to go for her despite the fact. No.
Wow. What do you mean by that, Francisca? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics.
Wow.
This phone still rang when I call it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that those are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone. Francisca, your phone if you please. Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now. This is... Agent 6. Most will certainly trying to obtain some evidence for a smuggling case. Hey, the elf statue is nowhere in this pit, sir. But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right? Oh, she's right. There's not much we can find out, but from this about Agent X killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? This is supposed to be it. I can stop. I can stop. Wow. It's like they just came to ride themselves into a corner and then trying to figure something out. Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? What's all this? Hmm? Oh! They are cargo ships from beginning of Shanfa. So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Shangfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of these the boxes? Fortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Bulgarian. It says, "It is cloth" in English. Cloth? Is this for the killer? What? What's for that scary? Is that scary? Miss Meal. Yes? It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. Next is mercenary Lolly Houston. Everyone, despite the fact that her life was a series of getting called by picnic mercs. So you can... Wow. It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. Ah. A striking piece that will put on the... That will point out who Luke's killer is. Huh! Maybe you should enforce your mistakes your mistake in reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. We're getting in car. Going to speak. And she points to the real killer.
Take that!
What is that supposed to prove? Mark out. Enemy antagonist, but not home. Wow. Killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilled. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Xiangfa had cloth written on it. In Bulgarian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Bulgarian. Bulgarian, sorry. And the only crewmer that fits that description is you, Miss Camille. Huh, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes and looked for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't carve the boxes in English or Bulgarian.
Objection!
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's incriminating nature. They're even answered out of it. Ah. Yeah, so also, well, Jesus. What? There's no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Bulgarian, well then. Logically, the killer would have opened this box first.
Take that!
Hey! It says bitch English right on the box, sir! Precisely, and the bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood. Wouldn't you agree? Can you say? So what are you trying to say? If I were the criminal, this box of veggies would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Bogini and cloth. Do you have an explanation for that? Killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Bogini and cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color. Because the killer knew that was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Shanfa. That's right. That is why the Bogini cloth was used. And next to the serial card, the person each chance. Anything else? Not only optional for 90% of the plot, and she is required for the plot, she isn't in the focus of her pump. Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, and only the Boginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision. It's you! Come in, Mail. You and you alone. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All you have to do is contact the Shanfa authorities in time. Wow. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. Well, you probably point out, actually, when I actually played this originally on DS, I got so into this part and actually reacted accordingly. But the breakout specifically. So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Zhangfa? I will not do it. Yeah, it was the bubbles that did it. That they be in this. That made me enjoy this one. It was under Paul. You can stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. I March 12th, 5:56 p.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. Finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did you say anything about that? They're taking her down to the plague now. Hopefully we can get more of her there. I'm trying to one second, let's see. Wow. Whenever they approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. If I wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure. The ring behind this whole mess means serious business. Looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Mr. Edgeworth! I just want to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. Truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a... I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that... Well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. Nuts! I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. You don't want to. No, I mean, I would never turn down the lady's generous offer. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at Goyu Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. And I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue, no matter where you go. I can't believe you wound up investigating the whole day, sir. Oh boy, was it fun. Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francesca? Oh, she filled out some customs paperwork for her departure. Departure? Oh, well, there's more. There's more to this. Am I he's saying? I'm part of her. He's the only girl who wants me. Oh, prompted, not prompted. I know, I figured it. Wow. Yep, Miss McComber's always busy, really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserved earlier? Wow. Oh, wow. You got it, sir. March 12th, 5:47 p.m. Hope Springs Airport. Francesca. I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chat. Wow. I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met. I also have no time for this familiar reminiscence. Just who do you think I am? You are Francesca von Karma, very proud prosecutor, deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing Petra living her life on the name and fame of her invisible father's build. On the name and fame of her invisible father's build. I'm taking the reading. True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case in 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. Here. I know. Wow. What are you talking about? The grip I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. Wow. The smuggling rig we found this time is only one silver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there's another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent? He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest arrest rate. Successful arrest rate. Who knows? You might even run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose. My dad, he would say the same. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back. In full. There is a... Oh, okay, it's actually original DS. And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? My goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for her whip. Mr. Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. Just how much did you cut the celery by, Francesca? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a rough down to the prosecutor's office. He's connecting the max. She can't. Guys, harder. Ah. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly it in the room or in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved my first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma. Smuggling route was... Sorry, she was after. Ah. The leader of that ring had already put their trump card into play. The players on the other side of this war. They would begin to make themselves known through the incident. As we're speaking. Ah, finally, I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through it. You are? Ah, have you forgotten my voice, Smiles, my boy? Ah. I think I get it. I think I get it. Mr. Amano? Ernest Amano? Correct? Ah, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't... Ah. Does if anyone else? There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. Alright. I think that would do it for now. Like I said, I typically want to do these parts like in one run. So yeah, we'll stop for now. We'll start Kidnap Turnabout next time. Okay, new items, I'm assuming it's just the screenshots we just seen. So yeah, it's all stuff from the current trial, so okay. Card Compendium. Because we got access to the newer one. Yep. Oh. He said to himself, like, there's... Ah. There's more? Oh, right. Because he just got the confrontations. Alright. Compendium. Okay, we're getting... Alright. I think we're good to stop for the time being. So yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, huh. I'll read this first and then I'll wrap up. So when he confessed to her, he's like... If you don't incur with anyone that thinks oh wow, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up here. I hope you guys this week. But I think the way my plan is, have a good one. Have a good one. We'll probably be back on this Friday because I think with the way schedule's gonna work for me for a bit. Friday might be the best time for me. I think next Friday will probably be the same. So I think this Friday and next Friday are still going to be Edgeworth. And then I'm going to be doing something like in 2 weeks for something. It's a little like prep for a game coming out. So a little fun stuff I wanted to do. Yeah, I'm going to wrap things up here. So yeah, hope you guys this week. Back on this Friday, all being well. Thunder Worlds tomorrow on KH3 Friday. That's right, Saturday. So that's it. I hope you guys this week. I'll see you next time. Bye.